Welcome to the Mississippi Youth Sports MSPN broadcast. We are getting ready for the 2011 season. I got my sidekick, Tim Ward, here with me. I'm Robert Brunson, president of Mississippi Youth Sports Association. Looking forward for a great season of high-tech football, excitement, and loud fans. And we're here today to talk about the opening up of our season that we will start August 13th. That will be this Saturday. And we got all our commissioners are ready. We got new teams coming in. We got Canyon coming in, Canyon coach. We have the NBA Titans coming in this year. We also have the Madison Ridgeland Jaguars coming in. So it's going to be exciting football. And all these coaches are experienced. So it's not like new teams. They are experienced teams, but just new names and everything. So, Tim?
Okay, cool. I am Tim Ward, MSPN. One of the things that we do want to talk about quickly is one of the major rule changes that we had this year for the first time in MYSA. One of the things that the guys have been begging for, and we finally decided to go ahead and give it a try this year. And there is no weight limit for the runners on the A team this year. So, you 200 pounds, you can hold a rock, you get to tote it this year. Mr. Brunson's going to be kind of exciting. There's always a couple of guys who borderline weight-wise, but now, you get to put the refrigerator in there and run the ball now. So how do you think that rule change is going to affect some of the games we've had this year?
Well, I don't think it's going to affect the games at all because MYSA is known for defense.
Okay.
And so if you put a big guy in the backfield and nobody blocking, chances are he going to get the ball, Okay. But we did that rule this year because we wanted to make sure that these kids will be prepared for middle school when they leave here. So middle schools don't have a weight limit, so we didn't want to have a weight limit. And we don't want to punch a kid just because of his weight. Now, if he can run the ball, he can run the ball. To get your defense ready and get your popcorn ready.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to be exciting on goal line situations for sure. What other rule changes that we implemented this year is we're stopping the clock right after the extra point. You lose almost a minute doing that from going back, from teams changing in, bringing in the kickoff teams and things of that nature. So what we want to do is to make sure each team has the maximum amount of time. We're stopping the clock after the extra point, and it's going to start again when the official says it's ready for play. That being the time, what made you decide to look at implementing that rule this year?
Well, like you said, first of all, the whole minute or two run off the clock because players have to come back to the sideline, talk to the coach, and the coach has to get ready before the quarter is over. So we don't want to have quick games. We want to have competitive games and everything. So we feel if we stop the clock at the extra point, we were thinking about stopping it for the extra point, then restart it. But we think if let the clock run through the extra point, once you get your extra point or it fails, the referee come back to the middle of the field and put the ball in play, we'll start the clock again. Kind of give them more time to play and let your game be won by playing and not by running the clock out.
Okay, so can't use a kill the clock tactic.
Right.
Okay, cool. You mentioned earlier some of the new organizations, new teams we have. This season we're going to be having roughly 13 organizations, 39 teams in MYSA. And I know one of the things that you've always prided yourself on with MYSA is we don't just have teams, we have organizations. And, a lot of leagues and other things, they look at just trying to get a bunch of teams, but don't realize that it's the organizations and the quality of the organization that make the teams go and last longer. Some of the new organizations we got, it's going to be the NBA/Jackson Titans, the Canton Colts, and the Madison Ridgeland Jaguars. Now, out of the three, a lot of people will probably say the Jaguars may have an added advantage with, they've got some Super Bowl coaches from a previous team coming with them. But the Titans also were with the team last year, and even the Colts. So do you think the Super Bowl experience is going to really help them in it, or because they're going through this new phase that it may distract? Because, when you start a team, there are a lot of challenges that first year especially that you have that established teams don't have. What kind of impact do you think these new teams can have?
Well, I think, first of all, I have to commend Coach Stan with the Steelers. He had groomed some good coaches and everything, but these coaches are now with the Jaguars. When coming in your first year and everything, and a lot of times, the first year take a lot out of coaching because you got all the equipment, you got to recruit kids and stuff like that. But I think they'll be a contender, you know, as far as the playoff, you know, but they're not one of my Super Bowl picks. We'll get to that later, you know. So I think, you know, I'm gonna put a challenge out there to them, you know, and everything. You raised the trophy with the Steelers. Now can you do it with the Jaguars? So I'm putting a challenge out there to Coach Rock, you know, Coach said them, see what they can do and everything. But however, you got on the other end, you got though the Bears have got a lot, you know, of good coaches from the Steelers as well. With some more Super Bowl championship coach. So and the Bears are an experienced team. So I'm looking for that clash of the Titans right there. I think we have to lose the Kraken on that.
Well, this should be definitely because the Bears also their C team went to the first round last year. And matter of fact, they upset a top seed to go to the second round. So definitely some experience over there with the Bears. And then you do bring in some championship pedigree. So that definitely helps boost them as well.